What stereotype in movies are you absolutely sick of? Definitely the ability to continue fighting moving after being shot one or more times in the torso or in the upper leg area. Even taking a round to a bulletproof vest is more than enough to knock the wind out of you, incapacitated by a couple of rounds to the gut. But after a moment, collect themselves, seeming to get better, and then continue fighting, running with only a minor wince or limp for a few screen moments. Cut to the next scene where someone is stitching them up and they're good as new. Hello. Internal bleeding. The evil black motorcycle riders who chase the hero in a car chase across a European city. The ultra-violent Russian mob boss in New York. The everyday middle-aged family man who's ex-military CIA and goes on a revenge-killing spree after the mafia kills his family. The token black friend in an otherwise white group of friends and white setting. 12-year-old kids who are awesome at computers and can hack into any system to save the world. Stay-at-home moms who have teenage kids are hot, skinny and super supportive or completely hysterical. Life or death importance to tell someone something very quickly, but when they meet they're caught up in some kind of relationship psychobabble or distracted by something completely unimportant instead. It's especially annoying when it's repeated over and over just so the plot can go on. He incompetent boss of the detective trope where the boss refuses to listen to any reason and shuts down a promising investigation, even though it's obvious the detective's lead is perfectly reasonable. Act and talk the same way. Parents saying I love you to their kids all the time. Sex, drugs, alcohol, guns, rape in any cop show are all censored everywhere else. America saving the world, etc., etc., etc. Ray. How to drive every vehicle. How to use every weapon. How to get every woman. The best response to every situation. The best one-liners and every piece of information about everything and everyone. And the secondary characters are there just for comic relief or to progress the plot in a direction that shows his heroism. And the woman character appears only to romance him, fuck him, and conclude the movie on a kiss. The woman saying, but why do you have to go? And then the man saying, it's my job. I have to fill in the blank, save people, fly fighter jet, whatever dumb SHT poor little average Joe doesn't get to do. My husband went out to save the world. I'd be like, kick some serious ass today, honey. But also I'm so over the man doing something meaningful and the woman just sitting around, complaining about it. What even is that? So you all have fantasies about being with an utterly useless winging female. 2 in 1 here. Bad thing happens, helpless hot chick trope. But what are we gonna do? Confident male scientist trope, scission that will deflect the incoming hyper-radiated particles to areas around our perimeter, where it will be neutralized by the probability generator I'm wiring up now using the arm of my sunglasses. Dumb tough guy smiling and nodding because he gets it trope. Like an umbrella in the rain. The gay guy whose only personality trait is being gay. The girl boss, who doesn't need any training and can do everything instantly, and usually better than people with years of experience. The most obvious example is Rey from Star Wars, the woman who weighs 50 kilo that can easily beat a guy that weighs 100 kilo. And is to heads taller than her in hand-to-hand combat. And of course the bumbling buffoon that is a dad, who can't do anything by himself, and is highly incompetent in everything. How superheroes that possess secret powers are always tall, ripped, blue eyes, perfect skin-tight suits that accentuates every area of their body, and a tragic backstory. While villains are balding, short, hairy dudes with crooked teeth, a lab coat and almost always a form disability like malformed face, bionic legs, or a hook and stump etc., or some kind of robot alien, feels very eugenicist. Why can't a superhero be a bit overweight, have a receding hairline and crooked teeth? Every pregnant woman suddenly going into labor with the biggest contraction ever, and having to rush to get to the hospital before the baby pops out. I'm sure that does happen, but it's rare. Labor is a very, very long process, and there are a ton of signs along the way that it's happening. A lot of women go to the hospital after it begun, and are sent back home because it hasn't progressed enough to even be admitted. The answer is far more boring than what's depicted in movies. Bad guys with disabilities, i.e. James Bond movies, are really bad for this. Ray not particularly intelligent and have no real angle or objective to their actions other than their disability contributing to their hatred of the better-looking, more athletic, affable protagonist. If a bad guy is predictable and follows lazy tropes, it really causes me to lose my engagement in the protagonist's fight against them. Farmers being some backwards pitchfork-carrying dumbass. I especially cringe when they hear a bump in the night and walk out the back door with a lantern and double-barrel shotgun. But I guess I do understand if they brought it up to real life and the farmer walks out with thermals on his and mows down whatever is trying to kill him. The movie would kind of be a non-starter. Farmers today have more technology than the average American by a long shot. Man and woman meet, they hate each other from the pit of their very beings. Movie progresses to show man and or woman doing nice things that the other one notices. The softening of the hearts begins and ends with them falling into each other's arms and declaring their love. Grouchy old man lives in a neighborhood. The neighbors wear him down with their kindness. He eventually turns into a squishy teddy bear of a human that everyone loves. In the movie, upon being told he's the chosen one, and the last 15-20 minutes is a huge fight that ends with him just walking up and doing a light tap on the forehead so that the antagonist explodes. The gays that talk like that, we don't all talk like that, and it annoys me when I hear it in every movie, TV show. I know lots of gays do talk and act like that, but not all. But like every gay person portrayed in media is like that. I'm gay and I have a very monotonous voice. I dress as all black or grey, listen to metal. I don't really party or drink, etc. It's just a stereotype that is used in every movie show. The Christian character, whose entire character concept is a strawman criticism of religion. I get it. It would be fine if they had literally any other character development. The commentary about Christian bad through these characters in modern media is completely unhelpful and overdone. It just pushes away anyone who the writer might actually want to change and just gives confirmation bias to those who agree with it. Seen woman spinning in a forest with a first-person point of view. She laughs and you hear her voice echo with random "I love you and we'll be together forever" or something along those lines. The sound of an alarm from 1998 blares. Scene changes to our protagonist male in a cluttered room. A bottle of whiskey is on the messy nightstand. His half-naked, muscular body shows. He takes a swig from the bottle. That everyone is high school has everyone's number and a mass text message reaches everyone at the same time and they all see it. You go to some ridiculously small school. No one is yelling party at Mike's house like one who TF is Mike. And to how can hundreds of people just show up to a random neighborhood and have a party? At the parties I go to, cops are called if 50 people show up. Miscommunication for drama or to delay to people who are clearly endgame getting together. I just hate the miscommunication trope where two people refuse to talk to each other or just assume the situation or what they think the other person wants. I hate it, especially when they're trying to portray people as competent and decently communicative or otherwise. Get rid of it, please. The ex-special ops guy being called back for one more mission, and he gathers his old crew from bar fights and race tracks and whatever. One is a brute. One is an explosives expert. One is a computer hacker. This one they break out of prison. Then there's the race car driver who can drive or fly anything. The martial arts guy and the sexy lady. There's variations of this on cable constantly. The incompetent man who cannot do simple tasks. See it more and more those days. Man is stupid, cannot do basic tasks. Even men who would be considered highly trained and would have had to have proven their high level of competence to even be there. But it's okay. Because strong woman is here to show stupid man how stupid he is and do it for him. That you have to use fake accents in an English movie that takes place in another country. It's irritating. Bad stereotyping and borderline racist completely destroys the viewing experience. I'm looking at you, House of Gucci and Ferrari. While Napoleon has some problems, accents is not one of them. All movies should be like this. The protagonist being a strong, independent female, with that being her only bit of character. There are no other facets to her, except for that, and she has all the traits that are a part of toxic masculinity. I'm completely fine with a strong, independent woman, but at least let there be something else that drives her besides that. Slavic people all have heavy accents. Plus, they have a selection of professions: prostitute, pimp, gangster, a soldier, spy, or a cleaner. Sometimes, they also get to be Cold War-era politicians. They drink, swear, and are generally violent and mentally obtuse. I would love to see a Slavic character going against the grain on this one. The BBC Sherlockian smells like autism, but not autism super genius who's authoritative, rude, deadpan facts spitting makes him loved and respected by all. What sucks the most is when they take real-life scientists like Oppenheimer and Turing, who were pretty affable and likable, and turn them into Sheldon Coopers in better suits. The redeemable psychopath. Characters who are complete psychopaths, like literally do not even have the capacity to care about anyone else. Then someone just loves them so much that they develop feelings and empathy. I'm pretty sure this stereotype has been responsible for the murder or destruction of many people.